Hannah Gadsby is ushering in the new. After tying the knot in January 2021, Gadsby, 45, returns to Netflix for their third stand-up comedy special, Something Special. The new 75-minute special, which dropped on May 9, sees Gadsby, who prefers they/them pronouns, discussing everything from their marriage to producer and special director, Jenney Shamash, to their autism diagnosis and self-growth. Filmed at the Sydney Opera House, the Emmy and Peabody Award-winning comedian also recounts hilarious tales about their upbringing, awkward encounters with celebrities, their beloved pets, and even how they ended up with a unique shark cake for their wedding. Here, Gadsby speaks to people about their new special, the importance of breaking the stigma around autism, and why they hope viewers walk away feeling like they received a hug. People. When it comes to doing stand-up comedy, how do you continuously find inspiration? Where or who do you go to get these ideas for your bits? Hannah Gadsby. Well, I go to my life, where I make lots of mistakes and embarrassment. It's an embarrassment of riches. I leave a trail of comedy in my wake. It's not comedy necessarily in the moment, but that's part of what I do, is repackaging my woes. In the past, I haven't repackaged it. I said, here's my woe, ha, ha. But this is repackaging it. And it's more light-hearted. But I always begin with a story that I know is funny and then build out from there. In Nanette, your first Netflix comedy special, you spoke about no longer wanting to do self-deprecating humor. In turn, this one was more centered on your life experiences. Was changing your humor a difficult shift to make? HG, well, it's a fairly authentic show. I'm being exactly who I want to be and who I am. I feel like I'm in that moment. But doing a show that is positive is not as easy as you'd imagine. It is much easier to be miserable. So, this really did push my skills to their limit to create a show that is not smug, that is relatable, but also sharing a real sense of joy. Have any fans approached you and said how your decision to embrace yourself through comedy has helped them with their own process of accepting themselves? HG, I don't interact a great deal with my fans. I am on the spectrum and I find that overwhelming. But I do love my fan base. They're very respectful and I do get a lot of feedback, particularly from people on the spectrum. And that feels great for me, because I don't think there's a lot of people on the spectrum being autistic, talking about being autistic, and it's kind of new territory. So, I really like that I'm able to offer a bit of solace around the traps. You speak about how you weren't officially diagnosed with autism until later in life. When it comes to autism, there's a lot of stigma around it, especially when it pertains to doing stand-up comedy. Is there a message regarding this idea that you would want people to know? HG, I feel like there's perhaps quite a few comedians who are on the spectrum, perhaps undiagnosed. Strangely enough, comedy is suited to a mind like mine. You sort of sit on the outside for most of your life, so you are watching, you're observing, and you're learning from neurotypical people. That's ultimately the difficulty of being autistic, is you are always trying to learn how to be neurotypical, but neurotypical people are never trying to learn how to be atypical. It's a fairly rigid compromise. So, speaking about it and taking away the stigma, if you've met one person on the spectrum, you've met just one person on the spectrum. It is such a diverse community and we are really only just finding our voice as a community. And I think it's an important time to speak freely and honestly about your experience. Did the official autism diagnosis provide clarity for you or help you a bit more with processing your daily life and career? HG, yeah. It certainly helped with clarity and understanding what I can and cannot do and what exhausts me. There.